Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we're looking at episode 7 of WandaVision and I am of course joined by my Fant4Stick co-hosts Jordan Green and Jake Priest.
Hi there.
Hello.
Alright, so massive episode. Again, I feel like I say that every single week, but it's also always true. So,
especially in this episode. So if you've not seen it, go watch it, then come back here.
This episode was pretty clearly inspired by Modern Family and particularly that show. Even the logo we saw this week is just straight up the Modern Family logo.
Yeah.
The sitcom's gone now. Like they say in the episode, I want to say it was Hayward pointed out that the show stopped running. It's not airing anymore. So this is it. That's the end of the sitcom.
And of course, Monica Rambeau, finally, powers. She's got them. Oh, so good.
It was such a good scene as well, I mean.
I had the captions on during it, and so I could see who was saying every line from Captain Marvel, because they reuse a lot of dialogue from Captain Marvel in that bit.
Does make me wonder if we see, past versions of Monica in that, maybe there's, a future version of Monica we see when she's running there as well?
That's possible.
So, as we've all seen, Monica's body has been changing throughout all the episodes anyway, and this is, finally the culmination of it, in her getting her powers.
But yeah, I mean, we've been, expecting Monica to get her powers, all season. From the first time she exited the Hex and her DNA came back different. The three of us have been expecting that to happen. And it finally did, and it was a great scene. So cool. Such a damn good scene. And honestly, don't think it was the best scene in the episode, which is saying something.
I'm thinking the contact's got to be Doom. It's got to be Victor Von Doom.
I'm still really hopeful.
There's been a lot of talk online. There's a lot of characters it could be. Could be Hank McCoy, could be Blue Marvel, he fits the role a lot. Could be Reed Richards, that's obviously exactly his job in Marvel Comics, is the exact thing that Monica's contact is. And it could be Doctor Doom.
Depending on which comic you read, Doom is also an expert on this kind of... Well, maybe not an expert, but he knows his stuff anyway.
Yeah, so I wanted to be Doctor Doom or something Fantastic Four, or personally Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I love that show. I really thought it was going to be Blue Marvel, because Blue Marvel is a comic character, they'd be easy to cast, and no one would find out and introduce. Until this episode. Until we didn't see the contact this episode.
Yeah.
Because there's no real reason we wouldn't have seen that person, unless it's someone important that they want as a big reveal, right? And Blue Marvel, cool character, it would be cool if they were in this episode, but wouldn't be a massive reveal. Doctor Doom or Reed Richards, massive reveal, right?
They'd be big, yeah.
But the fact we haven't seen him, I think it's someone big. Hank McCoy or a Fantastic Four character.
I mean, they're already setting up another character who's got the word Marvel in her superhero name. Don't set up another Marvel character, please.
We've heard Captain Marvel's voice in this. We got on new Captain Marvel, and then we get Blue Marvel. You just wait until I'm Agatha Marvel.
Funny you say Agatha, Craig, because as we now know, it was Agatha all along.
It was Agatha all along.
Who's been messing up everything? It's been Agatha all along.
In this episode, Agnes comes along near the beginning of it, and Wanda's having a bit of a time. And Agnes takes away Tommy and Billy to her house to look after him, and Wanda goes over later. She's told they're in the basement. Very sus. She goes downstairs. It goes from a sitcom-y house to just straight up a medieval Skyrim-esque dungeon. Turns out Agnes, Agatha Harkness All Along, which I mean we called a million years ago, and I'm sure it's been on previous videos, but she's a villain. Agatha Harkness is straight up a villain in this. And it was Agatha all along.
Insert catchy song bit here. Whoa.
Pulling every evil string. It's been Agatha all along.
Just to jump in here, last week when we were watching it and Vision took Westview memories away, so she was back to her normal self, I was already saying there was something sus about her. Just want to say. So I feel very vindicated to know I was right.
And that's going to get cut. Yep.
So earlier in the episodes, when Vision kind of I don't know what the word is, but kind of made people who they are again, they kept saying it hurts, she's behind this. I don't remember if they ever specifically said Wanda's behind this.
I don't know.
They might have just kept saying she's behind this.
Yeah, I just watched it back. They don't say Wanda. They just say, you have to stop her, she's in my head.
See, I'm thinking it's Agnes, but not Wanda.
Well, the original hex color was like a blue, and then she turned it red, which, I mean, as we find out, Agatha's color is like purple. So it could be that maybe Agnes created the original like hex, and then Wanda expanded it, and then when she did that, the walls became red. They became her magic. In Agatha's like little chamber room where she's got like all of her pagan symbol stuff going on, there's a book that was shown that's like shining with magic, and it's pretty clearly important. I don't know what relevance it has. I am thinking that it has something to do with Mephisto, but it's a dark book, and all I can think of when I see that book in this Marvel thing is that it isn't the Darkhold from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Snoop is gonna snoop, Jake, okay?
Snoop is gonna snoop.
I mean, that's interesting. I want to know, is Pietro, like, aligned with her, or was he just another person under her control?
So the advert this week is all about, like, antidepressant tablets, which is very dark. They're called, Nexus tablets or whatever. The Nexus is basically this, like, crossways between all the different, like, worlds, the universes in all of Marvel, which brought me to, like, my current theory on this, which is a big one. We've talked a lot about the multiverse, whether this, like, Evan Peters is a multiverse version of Quicksilver. That's what people thought was, like, a big multiverse thing. What if there's been a big multiverse character in this entire series, right from the beginning?
That would be interesting.
So we've seen Wanda steal Vision's body, right? But it's also pointed out that he doesn't have any of his memories. So his body wasn't like brought back and he was just like rebooted, as Darcy comments in this episode. He doesn't remember anything. He doesn't remember that he was based off Jarvis. All he remembers is like this world of Wanda. And he can't leave this world of Wanda, which makes me think that he doesn't exist in this universe at all. Because it's not like when he went out of the bubble at the end of last episode, he like went back to like his broken pieces or anything.
No, that's a good point. He was just being ripped, yeah, piece from piece.
Yeah, I think when we saw Vision like dead in the episode 4, when we go back to like the flashback to episode 3, I think we thought it was like Vision's dead body, right? But the fact that he didn't just turn into that when he left the Hex, that he was like torn back into it, makes me think that maybe he's not from this universe at all. I do think he's Vision, but what if he's a Vision from a multiverse?
I mean, that might line up, because when Vision, because obviously they're doing the fourth wall break interviews, and when Darcy told Vision all about this, Vision was just like, well, it seems like it's happening to someone else, not me, you know?
I think an interesting note as well, going back to the advert, is all these adverts so far have been based on Wanda's traumas, like her past traumas. And that's been confirmed by like the screenwriters as well. So what would this be referring to? The Nexus? Well, the Nexus is multiverse. Sure, there's some multiverse stuff explored in Endgame, but she's gone for that. She wasn't there to experience it. But what if, since this is probably the last advert, what if that like Nexus event, that trauma that like involves the multiverse, was like what started the Hex? What if that was Wanda or someone else pulling Vision in from a different multiverse? What if this Hex is like a gateway to the Nexus? And that's why Vision can't leave it, because he doesn't exist in this universe. He's pulled from another one.
I mean, with what's happening in WandaVision, I feel like just anything is a very viable theory at this point. Who the fuck knows, man?
Also, has like anyone else like not been able to stop thinking about the Scarlet Witch outfit from last week's episode?
No, just you perv.